Hello people, and welcome back to the KCCR. Now today we're going to be covering the Elder Scrolls V and or 5 Skyrim. As we all know, I try to keep games generally to more obscure games with character creation such as old RTS or TBS games, as well as new games that some people may not be able to have. But Skyrim fits the qualifications of the channel, and I haven't gone over it, as well as many of the other Bethesda games, as well as Fallout New Vegas, which is done by Obsidian Studios if I recall. So I figured we're going to go ahead and get over with it today. Not because I have any negative qualms about doing so, but because I feel like it deserved to be one of the first games, considering I had a playthrough on it, and I'm still doing that playthrough. Moving on. Ignore that pop-up right now. I'm glad it did, because that allows me to explain this. So I have a save file that I have on a lot of games from Bethesda where I have, it's one of the first save files, which is generally right before any intro cutscenes you may have to the character creation. So we're going to have these characters talk a little bit, and then I'm going to be asked to step up and do character customization. So we're going to let that play through, and then I'll explain more. That being said, here you go.
Oh, frick.
Ralof of Riverwood. Lokir of Rorikstead. No, I'm not a rebel! You can't do this! Halt! You're not gonna kill me!
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward. Who are you?
Alright. So now we're at the character creation part. Give it a second to boot up right there. It always does that. I have a lot of mods installed. Don't mind this. It doesn't do it for a new game. That being said, oh man, this character looks weird. Okay, I'm going to try my best to explain stuff and ignore any and all mods I may or may not have installed. At the same time, I will explain those mods and why I personally think they're necessary and or why they may be beneficial or detrimental to your gaming experience. So first and foremost, I'll cover one simple aspect with generally all of Bethesda games. This includes the Fallouts and the Elder Scrolls, at least the Fallouts from 3+, which I guess is only 2. It's straightforward. They're games that are meant to be modded. Bethesda's like, go for it. We love it. Shit, have fun with that. Steam tried its whole Steam bullshit, but Nexus, as well as any of the websites out there, as always, there will be links below to explain any and all mods I may have that you may see. Such as adding different races, as you can see there. A little further down I have Sky Children, and above I have 2 different sets of Monli and whatnot. These are just stuff that am necessary for Lita and Lo. So we're going to go ahead and go down to Woodolph, because I believe that's the easiest one to explain. Now, as you can see, well, the elves in almost all Elder Scrolls games are very, they look like fucking aliens, so that's a thing you're not going to be able to change. But you can make them more handsome, that's a thing. Such as you can see, the skin tone is more smooth, there's not as many wrinkle lines, whatever the heck, crow's feet, I guess. It's all pretty straightforward. That's a mod, I believe it's the better males, and then there's beautiful females and stuff like that. Either way, let's head over to body. Now this is the slider that matters to most people. This is where you can change your sex, i.e. gender. Come on, change. Oh my god, change. Change. Why are you doing that? Like I said, this sexist. Secondly, we have presets. This is what you can change, and they've got a bunch of different stuff with a bunch of different hair and or preset face tattoos and whatnot. So generally what people do when they get their presets is they choose one that's closest to what they want to edit, and then they edit from there. Further down you've got skin tone. Pretty straightforward. The higher you put it up, the darker the skin, the lower it is, the lighter the skin, although there are a few colors in there like this, which is anything but tan, it's more yellow. And then the weight slider, which, you know, is one of the main things that I know people differentiate on taste. Don't mind the outfit they're in, you can't really tell, but weight lowest setting is fairly skinny, it can look lanky, and then high is like super Macho Man Randy type bullshit. Head complexion, anybody who knows what complexion is, it's all pretty straightforward stuff here. You got the old ass man, the pock-marked old ass man, the slightly less old ass man, and the whatever that is. And these two. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Whatever. Dirt's pretty straightforward. It's a bunch of dirt that'll cover your character. Some of it, depending on the character you are, by character I mean race you are, can be more severe, like some of the whiter-skinned Nords. Dirt color, the ability to change color. Scars, another straightforward thing, different marks. Some of these are pretty cool. Like, I don't like ones under the eye, but that one's pretty nice to me. It looks like a saber cat got your face. Or paints, which are one of the cooler things in Skyrim, even in vanilla. You've got a bunch of things you can do to alter them. Then, of course, you've got a whole bunch you can add with mods, such as, I'll give you a taste of those. Let's just go over a little bit. There we go. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can do. And then war paint color. It's all pretty straightforward stuff right there. For face, this is where you do your like face sliders, your nose height, nose length. You've got your jaw, you've got your cheekbones, which it's hard to edit for me, an elf in Skyrim. I'm just here to show you what's up. And then, of course, you guys can feel free to do it. Most of you already have. But hey, as I said, it was overdue. Forehead color, which is just one of those things that if you want to have, like, let's say you got the forehead sunburn and, I don't know, you got strangled by the neck. I mean, this is just stuff that some people leave. Most people, I know, leave it at the bottom. But it's there if you want to use it. Next is eyes. Wow, see, dark-ass forehead right there. Eye shape. Now for elves, as I said, they almost all look like aliens, but I mean, there's some decent eyes. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. That's some scary shit, but there's some pretty, that's all. What is this? This looks weird. Okay, then you've got eye colors. Ignore these. These are vampire eyes for Dawnguard, and then you've got a lot of other stuff you can do. Needless to say, my character in Skyrim has those eyes. I think they're fucking awesome. I believe those are modded. Those are, Volkahar eyes, and then you've got a bunch of other eyes. You got widths. Can you plural that? I don't know. Width, eye depth, eyeliner color, eye shadow, which is the typical shadows, and then eye tints and whatnot. And I realize there's a lot of tropical sounds going on. I can't disable those. That's with the climate overall, as you can see back there. You've got some browse stuff. I believe these are different depending on the race you are. Not entirely sure, but as I said, I'll be going back and clicking on Nord here in a sec. It seems fitting to do so considering Skyrim and all. You've got mouth, which is all pretty straightforward. It's the same stuff as the eye editing and the nose editing. So, I mean, you've got a lot to work with here. And then you've got hair, which I can go over the base Skyrim hair real quick, since I don't have any reason not to. These are all base. And then, of course, you'll see the ones that are modded hair from a mod known as ApachiiSky, such as these. ApachiiSkyHair. And feel free to... And yeah, I guess I do have the female hair selectable by males right now for some reason. But that's a thing that you don't have to worry too much about yourself if you don't want to. Either way. And then we got hair colors, which can range from the dark black. I believe this is called Black True in the CK. And then you've got whites, and you've got blondes, and you've got some other colors depending on the race you are. Alright, let's head back to Nord. Oh man, that elf got fucked. Okay, as I said, all the same sliders, generally. Different presets because of different race. You'll have about the same face tattoos and scars selectable. And then you've got as I said, same stuff with hair. So, what was I going to do? Alright, yeah, so I guess browse the same for each race. Shadow eye color. Then if we go up and we go to Khajiit, you've got your beast races and whatnot that you can edit. I don't really know how to begin to explain Khajiit and Argonians because they're not my thing, but to his own. Let's take a look at the eye color, I guess. I mean, I believe they can have, yeah, same brow stuff. Do they have a tail slider? I don't think they have a tail slider. I think that's something that is set in stone. Of course. Now, these all seem basic, and I believe this is the fair time where I can go ahead and go out of my way and explain more on this, as well as any and all mods you may be able to use. So while these sliders themselves don't add a whole terrible amount in character customization, and some things may or may not seem limited, such as your hair accessibilities, that's why I went ahead and took the time to show you the base Skyrim hair, as well as the ApachiiSkyHair, as well as eyes may seem limited. That is because they are, frankly. But not entirely, because of the modding community for generally all of Bethesda's games consist of people with real talent, guys. Some of the best talent I've seen. I don't know why they're not working for game companies, frankly. And these people, men, women of whatever ages, bring you many different mods for your game, consisting of clothing, to weapons, to general items, to, as you can see, climate overhauls that drastically change the games. Not just Skyrim, but Oblivion and Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Lots of stuff. You can play as children if you feel so inclined to do so. You can play as an animal if you feel so inclined to do so. You have many different mods for hair, eyes, skin even, races. As you can see, Ashen, I've got all these little custom races here. And this is what makes Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas some of the best games to play if you're interested in that type of RPG, where you are able to immerse yourself. Hell, there's mods to help immersion, such as take vampires. Up at the top left of the screen, you have stuff that's like, blah, you need to feed, blah, blah, your screen shines red because of sun, blah. You can disable all of that crap. You can disable sounds, such as the critical hit sound, which I know people are like, oh, that sounds miserable. And you can install all of this fantastic stuff and really immerse yourself in these games. There's monster overhauls and all sorts of fancy stuff. So while normally I would rate games, and I realized from my last few videos I have not done so, that's partially because I started going over character creation in games that don't feed any of the prerequisites to do that. This does fit into that, but I can't do it. I'm going to have to give it a 10 down the line, which means it gets a rating of 100. Now understand what this means. I'm not giving Skyrim a rating of 100. I'm giving all Bethesda games that have the ability to be modded a rating of 100 as long as they're on PC. Okay, it's very different from the console version. And since I'm not covering the console version right now, as I'm on the PC, I can't fairly give the console's rating off the top of my head. I do have Skyrim on my PS3, but I do not have a capture card. So this rating is strictly to the PC. It gets 100, a 10 out of 10 in all categories, and a 100 down the line rating because of the potential it has for modding. If you think you can do it, you probably can do it. That being said, guys, this is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls V Skyrim from Bethesda Studios, and it's definitely a game that I keep coming back to, no matter how frustrating it may cause me. My name is Karazard, and thank you for watching my videos. As always, like, subscribe, and comment below. Give me feedback. Tell me what you, let me know what mods you have installed. If you have some mods or some races that you'd like to see, and you really want to see me cover those mods, fucking tell me. I'll go over them if I can. Thank you very much, and have a good week. Ciao.